Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting edition of Pages, Pictures, and Panels, where we bring you all of your MCU, DCEU, and all types of anime, video game, and all that great stuff, movie news. So I'm your host till the end with my co-host here, Roach Boy Red,
What's up, guys?
and we got a pretty good episode for you guys today. We're going to be doing a small retrospect of Peacemaker, a great show, one of my favorite shows, if not my favorite show of the last 2 years, and that's saying a lot. Um, we're going to also be doing some Jurassic World preview for the new Jurassic World movie. And we're going to close it out with a little bit of Batman talk. Batman drops this Thursday. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. It's going to be so amazing, and we are both going. So let's talk about it, man. Let's get right into it.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess since we're starting with Peacemaker, like you already said, that is one of the most enjoyable superhero shows we have gotten in how long? Even like the fantastic Disney Plus shows where they were not happy, fun, lighthearted shows. Like even Hawkeye,
Yeah,
which seemed to be one of the more fun shows, was still pretty dark. It covered a lot of like heavy subjects, but Peacemaker covered
yeah.
dark subjects while lacing in some of the most fun comic book humor since Guardians of the Galaxy, probably, and that was 2014.
Easily, easily, dude. So
So,
much fun. So
excuse me. So 8 years since we've gotten something like that exciting and enjoyable, and yet again, both of those things we say are James Gunn properties. He's knocked it out of the ballpark every time he's tackled a comic book franchise, and I can't wait to see what he does next. But uh, I guess what made Peacemaker what it was the characters.
yeah,
From John Cena's performance as the titular character to even Robert Patrick playing Augie, his dad, the White Dragon. Uh, Everyone was so well cast, well portrayed, and like I don't know much about Peacemaker or for that matter, 90% of the characters in the series, Vigilante included.
yeah.
I more so remember Vigilante as his brother who took over the mantle when Adrian died in the comics. So like I didn't even know Adrian as a character, and he's definitely a lot different. He's way funnier in this. One of the most childish, enjoyable characters, like hands down my favorite. Has to
Yeah.
be Vigilante. But that being said, it's really hard to pick because everyone was so fucking great. Uh,
Everyone.
Even at like the start of the season, you don't really like Harcourt that much. She's a very standoffish person and stuff. By the end of it, you felt for her when, spoiler alert, she takes that shotgun blast in the final battle when they're trying to get the cow. And like that was surprising to me that I actually gave a shit about her character by the end because I genuinely she's the exact type of woman that I do not like in stories in real life. But they definitely her character even had some serious growth. Other than them, I do want to talk about Danielle Brooks as Adebayo, Amanda Waller's daughter. Every time she's on screen, she is one of the funniest, most charismatic females in Hollywood to me. Uh, she was 90% of the reason I stayed around for the last two seasons of Orange is the New Black. The show was fantastic for three, and then four and five were just, I think five, there was 5 seasons. But yeah, the end of it was just not good for me. And the only thing that really kept me around was Tasty. And, well, yet again in Peacemaker, she solidified herself as a member of this DCEU world. She is for a fact coming back. Not all these characters will, I imagine, but her, she is coming back, and I myself can't wait. Outside of even season two, I would like to see this cast like return to the silver screen and be in like future movies of some sort. Hell,
Yeah.
I would love a,
I
a
peeped
Suicide Squad sequel.
with her taking Waller's place because I'm assuming, spoiler alert, when she exposes Waller's secret about Task Force X and all of this and that, I'm assuming, well, no, 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 because again, this is an inheritance. Um,
And and if
somebody's gonna,
any legal troubles that Waller I think would get into also she'd be able to either buy her way out of or use her connections because we all forget that in the comics, one of her biggest plugs of information, tech, money, resources is Lex Luthor. And if Lex Luthor wants her out of jail, she'll be out of jail, even if she has been exposed for like terrorist level activities.
Didn't didn't she call the Justice League? She was the ones who called the League, right?
Mm-hmm. Because they
Yeah.
bitched at her early in the episode.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, so like
Fucking nuts.
as a whole, I love the plot. I love the characters. And one thing I didn't know, did you know that Eagly was actually like had a voice actor and stuff?
No.
Like I just assumed it was like one of the crewmates or something just making eagle noises into the fucking mic. No, they hired a guy. His name was D. Bradley Baker, and he was actively the voice of Eagly in the show. So they took attention to detail in this series so heavily that they made someone do emotional voice acting as an eagle. That is incredible. So like just the attention given
Insane.
to this series is amazing.
It to me from top to bottom, even from the first time that I saw the do you want it? Like the opening, like it caught me and my girlfriend both off guard. Like,
That
whoa, what is happening?
okay, so people always skip openings of shows. That is the only show I watched all 8 times or seven episodes, whatever, however many episodes
Yeah,
there were. I watched the intro every single week. The one time me and Chelsea were watching it and she clicked skip intro, and I was like, nope, nope, go back. That's how you get
see,
amped for the show.
that's why I had to skip it though. She wasn't with it. Like as soon as we seen it one time, I like watched it intently, and then when it was over, I like peered over at her, and she was like, "Yeah, never again." And that was just the end of that. But yeah, I
Well,
mean,
the
even
intro with its the choreography of the dancing and stuff even shows
yeah,
it tells the story of the series even. They even like do the big focuses like when Robert Patrick, his dad, his dance sequence he goes like this and then you hear the big gunshot is because that's how he ends up dead. And
yeah.
like they do that throughout the entire intro and it tells the story from episode 1 to episode 7 or 8 uh like full heartedly. It is incredible how well this show was put together and composed.
I never noticed that. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out.
Yeah, definitely
I
do.
think it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. It's something that I could watch two, three times through. It's very brief because we live in the age of 8 week series. It's just great, man. If you guys haven't seen Peacemaker, go get HBO Max if you don't have it and check it out, man. I recommend it. John Cena kicks ass. Danielle, what's her last name? Danielle Brooks. Excuse me,
Mhm.
Danielle Brooks. She did amazing. Robert Patrick. Everybody in there is amazing, bro. They did great, and it definitely is worth your time. I'd recommend the series.
Oh yeah. And shout out to James Gunn and the actress who plays Harcourt, Jennifer Holland. They just got engaged, so congratulations to them. They're not gonna see this, but fuck it. It's polite.
You never know. It's a big multiverse out there, man. It's a two-way door. If we can see them, they can see us.
That's a fact. But I guess the last thing I want to talk on in the series is the future of it. Actually, we know we've got to confirm season 2 now, and based on the ending of the last episode, they definitely set up some future storylines that we could get. It now seems like uh, John Cena is going to be seeing the ghost of his dad for a while, and I think second season is instead of him coming to grips with the death of his brother, it is going to be coming to grips with the idea that he knowingly and willingly killed his dad as opposed to accidentally killing his brother. And it might on paper it might seem like the same issue again, but no, as an emotional like as a person with a lot of mental health issues, I can personally vouch that that is a completely different storyline and it's so subtle how it's done, but it's so perfect. Uh and then
So good.
aside from that, we talked about Viola Davis as Amanda Waller earlier, but I think season 2 we're going to need some sort of retaliation. Amanda Waller does not trust anyone, and she will not let anyone get away with wronging her. And I'm pretty sure that probably includes her daughter, even. So
Hmm.
so we'll see where that
Absolutely.
goes from there. But other than that, I think I talked a whole lot on this segment, so I guess I just want to hear your final thoughts of the series before we go on to the Batman.
My final thoughts on Peacemaker are just a hell of a show, man. Great cast. I think the future of it is going to be even better because it was a hit show. So we're going to get a lot more people involved. Who knows? By that time, we might even have Black Adam in the DCEU. It might even get a Rock Cena cameo together. You never know, man. We just had the Justice League show up, and it was actually Jason Momoa and fucking homeboy Flash Boy. I don't like saying his name because I don't like the chokers he wears in interviews. I just don't feel like he deserves it. But um, yeah, man, it's gonna be great, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait whether it be another Task Force X movie or a Peacemaker movie or a Peacemaker series. Give me more Peacemaker. Give me more of his buds. Give me more of his foes. Uh, yeah, man, it's gonna be great. I can't wait.
For sure. 10 out of 10 series, honestly. And I as much of a Marvel stan as I am and stuff, I still realistically grade these, and this felt like a 10 out of 10. It had its flaws like everything does, but it's to the point where it's such minute stuff that we didn't even have to discuss it in this video. That's how little I cared about the wrongs that the show did. So,
Same.
spot on. Best thing we've gotten from the DCEU so far, aside from
Yeah,
the casting of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I love her.
yeah,
But overall, yeah, great series, great writing, great comedy. We even got some fucking big screen cameos at the end, which was actually a genuine surprise to me. Which, if I'm gonna be confident about anything, it's my ability to predict these comic series so far. But
yeah.
that was a fucking curveball that I did not see.
I I almost got surprised by it, but I'm telling him the story. If you remember, I Red thought that I seen it already in the message, and he just said it, and I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, because I thought the series ended a week before that when he killed his dad. That was it for me. I was blown. Like, whoa! I completely forgot there was a whole nother episode to come, and yeah, that's how I found out. But it was still bittersweet because I thought it was just going to be the backs. I didn't know it was like actually them. So when I saw their faces, I was, "Whoa! Money spent. Holy shit!" Check alert.
And
But
closing thought,
yeah,
I guess closing thoughts on that as a whole is Aquaman fucks fish, man.
yeah, but I say that's confirmed, right?
Yep, apparently. Barry tells him it's not a rumor and he does not deny it.
Nope. He says, "Fuck you, Barry." So
But
there we go.
all
There we
right.
go.
Yeah, that was a fun time and hopefully this next subject is just as good of a time for us. The
Yeah.
Batman. Robert Pattinson, uh I think he's going to be the best Batman all around. Best Bruce Wayne, best Batman, uh best emotional portrayal of Batman and like best physical aesthetic portrayal. The way he moves in this movie is it's so direct and sharp and to the point. Like you feel each of those punches they show you throughout the trailers. Uh
Right.
but I guess we got to talk about the villains. I want to talk about them before we get into Robert Pattinson himself because I feel like he's the meat of the conversation. But we got Riddler being portrayed by Paul Dano. Dano, I believe it's
Yeah.
pronounced. And then we have Penguin fucking portrayed by Colin Farrell, which if if I did not see that name, I would have never guessed it was him. I would have thought that it was someone who actually looked like that. He looks nothing like Colin Farrell. It is incredible.
At all.
Uh,
Very method.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for that. It seems like based on a lot of the leaks, it's the Penguin who doesn't like being called the Penguin, that type of character. So
Yeah.
it'll be cool to see on screen at least a version who's not like this disgusting little monster like Danny DeVito was. Which don't get me wrong, that
Right.
was spot on perfect. It changed Penguin forever in the comics, and I loved it. But yeah, this I think is going to be a really nice grounded Penguin. And Riddler, Riddler, I'm up in the air about. I'm not really 100% sure what they're going for with the character. I know they're taking inspiration from like the Zodiac Killer and stuff, but he's
Right.
wearing like a weird ski mask armored garbage bag thing on his head, and I just don't know what that's about. The costume looks really weird, and
Right.
it seems like he's playing it kind of like Heath Ledger played the Joker, and
Right.
I don't need that. I need the Riddler. I need a guy who comes off as genuinely intelligent, despite everyone shitting on him his entire career for being just a guy who tells riddles.
I mean, we talked about this a little bit before the episode. I'm sure Dano will define, but if I was behind the camera and I was in the chair, I would have went with Clayface.
You would have what?
That's just I would have went with Clayface.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely do like that idea. I think Clayface is an underutilized villain. He's not an underrated villain. Like they definitely do him justice every time he's used in even the books. But
Yeah.
he definitely needs an on-screen appearance. I feel like they keep just jumping through the same 5 to 6 Batman villains instead of giving us all these other fantastic characters that they haven't yet. There is such a
Right.
good rogues gallery of Batman characters, but it's always back to Riddler, Joker, Ra's al Ghul, Two-Face. And
They made money.
yeah, and like I'd like to see a movie with like how this has a sub-villain. Based on what we hear, Penguin is not going to be a big part of the movie, but I'd like to see maybe like a minor sub-villain being like Killer Croc or something. Like give us like a more street level Batman villain instead of a city-wide level Batman villain.
Right. Right. I think if I could have like a sum up thought on the Batman pre thought, I think it's going to exceed my expectations for Robert Pattinson, which astoundingly are getting higher and higher as the days go because I just know he's going to fucking smoke this. But it's going to be a great movie. Great, 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 great. Sorry, everybody. I'm taking my socks off as I talk. But yeah, it's going to be great, man. And I think he's going to be, like you said, the best Batman. Period. Best Bruce Wayne. I think this movie might be my favorite Batman movie of all time, just basing off of how the trailer. It's already my favorite Batman trailer. So one box check. We got one more to go. So I mean, we're probably going to get a review up. We're going Thursday. So what would you say, bro? That weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm ready to do it as soon as possible so it's still fresh in the mind and still fresh on the hype.
We should just do it literally when we get back and then just drop it that day.
I'm down for sure. Uh, yeah, overall, I think the portrayals of the characters, Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, it does seem to fit. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it, but it does.
Yeah.
I have a very open mind to that. The villain castings are pretty well done so far, based on what we've seen, and Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. That's going to be a good time. Jeffrey Wright, we all know as the Watcher, from
Right.
Marvel's What If, but
Mr. Watu.
yeah, and I just think overall the casting is really gonna be what makes this movie shine. And on top of that, the cinematography. The trailers have been so visually stunning and they grip you right away. The whole movie feels like a very mysterious vibe. Even the scenes where it's just Batman beating on someone, you like it feels like that world is in the dark and in the shadows, and you want to see more of that world every time anyone's on screen. And
Right.
that's what makes me excited for the movie, honestly, is I'm an artist and I love the visuals of stuff, and I think based on the trailer, if it's paced properly, it's going to be aesthetically the best Batman movie.
Hmm.
And
I
that's
believe it.
arguably
I
because
believe.
89 did great with the cinematography.
Yeah.
But
I can't wait to see it.
yep, for sure. We'll be there. We're actually going to be there on March 3rd, which is the pre-release day, but the film officially drops on March 4th. Get to your theaters and go see that for sure. Uh, but I guess I want to I want to cover the Jurassic World Dominion trailer. We don't get to movie till June, so I'll be brief with it, and we can further cover it in the future. But I am obsessed with the Jurassic Park movies. I have had a absolute undying love for dinosaurs since I was a kid. I know way more than a normal person should about the topic, but this the first Jurassic World was amazing. I loved it. It felt like the perfect comeback from the original trilogy and the stinker that was Jurassic Park 3. But the second one was all right, but this one looks like it might actually be my favorite Jurassic Park movie ever out of the six. And we get the return of Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, alongside the new actors Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, reprising all of their roles the first time they have been on screen together, the big three, since the first film. And that's incredible. I am so excited for it. I am like a giddy
Crazy.
child. Uh,
Crazy.
yep.
I
And
just
like,
wonder if Jeff Goldblum's black daughter will show up.
th- I was wondering that too, and like if she'd be grown up or not. But I'm I'm excited. Dinosaurs are out in the real world now. They're on the mainland, and it looks a lot like the world has changed, almost like the new Planet of the Apes movie style, where it's kind of regressing to fit the new ecosystem. And
Yeah.
that makes sense because, like, I saw a scientific study when the last movie came out that said if the mosasaur, the big water dinosaur, uh, if that got into the open oceans, it would wipe out 70% of life in the ocean within a month. So there is going to be drastic issues. And in the trailer, we saw it attack a fishing vessel. So this thing is 80 feet long, roughly, and can swim at like 30, 40 miles an hour. So the amount of ground that can cover, the amount of boats that could destroy it, that alone would ruin so much even on the mainland, and it's just the ocean.
Because of parallel.
Imagine the fact that we have flying reptiles the size of planes showing up in this trailer with the Quetzalcoatlus. Uh, it's the largest known species of pterosaur, which is what the pteranodons and the pterodactyls and stuff are based off of, or are. But that is so detrimental to the environment, and I'm definitely excited to see where it goes. This has always been a big question ever since The Lost World when the T-Rex got loose in San Diego. And
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I am beyond words with how excited I am. But other than that, we do see that like Blue the Velociraptor has a baby, and I'm
Yeah.
excited to see how that works. I do want to deep dive into that more with a theory of my own in a future video, but overall, that's going to be crazy because velociraptors are the only species we've seen in the movie that actually did reproduce without any males. The rest, they just say that the dinosaurs are evolving. The raptors are the only ones that we know bred. Uh, so maybe we'll get a definite answer about that now. But other than that, we're getting more raptor species. We're getting more of the mosasaur. We're getting Quetzalcoatlus, the flying one, and Jeff Goldblum's final line in the trailer about why are they always bigger? Why do they always have to go bigger? And that is referencing the dinosaur in the trailer is the Gigantosaurus. It's one of the biggest theropod dinosaurs of all time. Might actually be like the biggest theropod, like carnivorous predatory dinosaur of all time. And it's actually on the original InGen list in Lost
Yeah.
World, the book. And then it is also part of the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World. Part of his DNA is based off of that. And actually, like, the shape of its skull is based off the Giganto. So,
I did not know.
yeah, so this is going to be the biggest, grandest movie. You know they're not going to kill Rexy, the main T-Rex from the first film.
Yeah.
She is still living, breathing, thriving, honestly. And I'm sure she'll end up being the hero of this movie like she was in Jurassic World and the first Jurassic Park. But I cannot wait. Other than that, my only thing I want to talk about is my hopes for this movie. And really, I just like to see new species of dinosaurs. I like to see new uh, dinosaurs in new situations we haven't seen in the movies before. I'm never looking for the best writing in a Jurassic Park movie, but
Right.
I want it to make sense. But overall, I want to see cool stuff. And what I think we could get in this movie is prehistoric mammals like the woolly mammoth or the saber-toothed tiger. In
Right.
in the Netflix show Camp Cretaceous, there in the fourth season they actually do bring in a cloned saber-toothed tiger. What's up?
I said Camp Cretaceous. I was like repeating the name so I could remember it. I got to be honest. I need some shows to watch with my little boy. He loves dinosaurs too, so I will be checking that out on Netflix, and you guys should too. Again, it's Jurassic World,
Jurassic
Camp
World Camp
Cretaceous.
Cretaceous. Four seasons on Netflix. It's marketed as a kids show, but it does have like the same intensity as Jurassic Park. It still gives the horror aspect. It does have character deaths, but it goes back to the old Jurassic Park 1 theme of panning away from the death so you don't actually see it happen. It's just implied. Definitely a kids show, but definitely one of those kids shows that can resonate with adults too. It's a fantastic
Yeah,
time, and I think we're going to get a lot of flood over from that series into this movie, and I honestly hope so. They did a lot well with the series. I love it, and overall, this movie I'm so excited. I want to do like a deep dive into the trailer later on, but for now, I think that pretty much covers about what we wanted to talk about. And I think in a future episode, we'll be doing a retrospective on the first five Jurassic Park films. Uh, I think that would be fun, and I know Luz is very into Jurassic Park, so it'd be cool for her to be on the episode with us and everything. So
we
definitely
love it.
stay tuned for that one. It's going to be awesome. Uh, but uh, what are your thoughts on the trailer, or at least closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. I've been a not as big of a fan as you or some other people because you guys are awesomely into it. I just didn't have access to it all like that. But like my closing thoughts on Jurassic World and Jurassic Park as a whole. I mean, I was a little boy in the '90s, so like it's a huge part of my life. I think that the movies are amazing, and I'm excited to see Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum come back, and the later lawyer lady from Marriage Story. I know she's also from Jurassic Park, but that's how I recognize her, the douchebag lawyer lady from Marriage Story. I fucking can't stand that lady. Nora. Hey, remember Nora? The lawyer Nora from Marriage Story? She fucking sucked. Anyway, I'm very excited to see those three get back together. Bryce Dallas Howard is always a treat. Um, my boy Star Lord lighting shit up on the back of fucking. I call him Variant Star Lord. Variant Star Lord on the back of a fucking Raptor is gonna be dope. And motorcycles and shit. It's just gonna be
And,
cool.
and
Hopefully he gets
and now he's like a fucking dinosaur cowboy. We see him riding horses and wrangling parasaurs in the trailer. So
awesome.
this guy is getting wild. He's like Indiana Jones for
Awesome.
God's sake. Uh,
I cannot wait.
yeah, such a good trailer. It gets me more and more excited for the movie, and I will definitely be there. We don't have an exact release date, I don't believe, but I think the rumored
Yeah.
one is June 16th. Uh, which cool, month
Okay.
before my birthday. Happy birthday to me.
I will do my best to make it to this movie occasion as well because I would like to see what all the hype's about, man. I actually missed Dominion, so I got to go check that out first.
No, Dominion's
But
the new one. You mean Fallen Kingdom,
look at that. I thought Fallen Kingdom was the new one.
right?
I'm all backwards, man. I gotta really take a day and like lock in with my Jurassic centric material.
Definitely. And hell, I would love to do that. Hopefully we're going live by then and we can do live watch-alongs, honestly.
Oh, I cannot wait till the day, brother. I cannot wait till the day.
Our Doctor Strange inspired sticker, Fractured Reality, is still up on the Studio 5 Star Etsy store. Shop of many things. The link will be down in the description below. There's a limited quantity of those, so get your hands on this exclusive sticker while you can. We've sold a few, and we'd love to sell a few more. As you can see, I'm wearing this awesome Doctor Strange inspired shirt. You can expect to see a lot more merchandise, shirts, hats, mugs, etc. relating to this channel from Studio 5 Star. We've begun like a type of partnership thing, so we're going to be promoting each other through our channels and the social media. And stay tuned for that coming very, very soon. Other than that, check
Can't
them
wait.
out on Instagram as well at Studio 5 Star Official. As for our channel, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when we drop another episode. We are still on the
Oh
way to
yeah.
our 50 subscriber mark. Slowly but surely, we are getting there, and with your subscription, we could get there a little bit faster. Uh,
So do it now.
and last but not least, you can follow me on Instagram at Roach the Boy Wonder. There you can get updates on this channel. You can see some pretty cool artwork, and you can even hit me up for all your art commission needs. And yeah, that's about it.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back later this week with Tight Talk on Turnbuckles, our wrestling oriented show. Roach Boy Red's Comic Corner will be back as well, and we will return with pages, pictures, and panels once again to bring you all of your comic book needs. My name is Tildy, and I'm your host with Roach Boy Red, my co host.
And remember, guys, we are now living in a Jurassic world.
Peace.